Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel of Yasuki Reviews, hosted by yours truly of coming straight from the living room to you on the internet. Now before we go any further guys, make sure you like, you comment. Your boy's trying to get to 1,000 subscribers and I need your help, so please subscribe if you haven't, and also share my video so others can subscribe as well. I would really appreciate that. So guys, welcome to a new thing I'm going to be doing on my channel. I call it the OTR Watchlist, that is of Yasuki Reviews Watchlist, and I'm going to be doing it like at the end of every month. I will compile a list of everything I've watched, apart from like music videos and stuff, you know, like shows, movies, anime, cartoons, etc, etc. So basically I'll just tell you everything I've watched in the past month. I hope like, you know, you guys can find one or two things you're going to be interested in. Okay guys, so guys, this is my April watch list, okay, and it's going to be in no particular order, so not really when I watched it but just how I wrote it down on my notes here. So guys, the first one, number one, is Peaky fucking Blinders. Yes guys, Peaky Blinders. You know that Drake song on Nothing Was the Same, right? Furthest thing, where he said drinking on the low, mobbing on the low, fucking on the low, smoking on the low, plotting on the low, scheming on the low, and then drinking, smoking, fucking, plotting, getting money. That's what Peaky Blinders is all about. It's set in Birmingham, England. I think in about after World War II, I think about 1918 or so, around that period. There's also the stuff about like, I think that was before the Good Friday Agreement, so before or after, I'm not too sure. When Republic of Ireland and Northern Ireland were still part of the UK, when it was just Ireland, one country, around that period. And it involves family, there's a sort of love. What I mean family is that it's based on the Shelbys, right? The Shelbys, they're a crime family. We have Thomas Shelby, Arthur Shelby, John Shelby, we have Ada Shelby, Elizabeth Gray, aka Anne Paul, RIP. She's actually dead in real life, sadly. And the reason why I really like this show, guys, is just how the show is. 5 seasons, they're all on Netflix, guys, and it's just simply amazing. Like from the characters, Thomas is the leader. He's the second son actually, but he's the leader of the Peaky Blinders, and he's the mastermind. He makes up the plans. He does what he wants to do. He can be calm, cool, collected, but at the same time, he is a gangster, so he has that dangerous side to him. Arthur is like his #1 henchman. He basically does anything Thomas tells him to do, and he's actually the first son. Then we have John as well. He's the third son. He's also a henchman, basically. Henchman 1 and henchman 2. He's just more like Arthur, but less charming and less interesting. And then we have the younger brother Finn. He's not really someone to get into right now. Then we have Elizabeth and Paul. She's like the heart of the Peaky Blinders. And then Ada, she's all about love, but she wants to leave the family because of, you know, she doesn't really want to do crime. It's a lot, guys, and I really like it because it's set in Birmingham. I've been to Birmingham like twice, so I know a few places like Small Heath. I've never actually been to Small Heath before, but you know, so I can identify. I've heard of Small Heath many times. I think JK the rapper is from there. And also like the Bull Ring, I've been to the Bull Ring before, so I didn't know the Bull Ring has been around for so long, guys. Just watch it if you haven't, guys. It's just interesting, man. For real. Then we have Demon Slayer Mugen Train Arc. Now I've already done a proper video on this on my channel, and guys, it's amazing. If you don't know anything about Demon Slayer as an anime, you want to check it out. It's basically about slaying demons, like the name suggests. You know, young teenagers, they go to learn how to slay demons. So there's been a season 1, and this movie is a continuation of the season. So Tanjiro is the main character. His family was killed by a demon, and then now they turn his remaining family member Nezuko into a demon. So it's just a journey to try to get her back to being human and stuff. So a lot of things happen along the way. The animation is god tier, guys. It was animated by Ufotable. So if you haven't watched it and you want to check it out, make sure you do. I'm not going to spoil it for you. But if you watch it and want to check out my video on it, I'm going to leave the link somewhere, guys. The next one is the Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I've also done a proper video on this one, guys. It's basically what happened after the blip, when everyone came back after You know, Thanos first snapped his fingers, half of the world disappeared. Then the Avengers fought him, you know how Endgame went, and then Iron Man snapped back everyone into existence. So that period when they were gone and when they came back, it's called a blip. So just picking up the pieces, you know, Cap is gone. So where did they go from here? Just navigating life, you know, after the blip. Also, Winter Soldier are doing the same thing, trying to get his life on track. I don't really want to get into that one as well. Go watch it. So I don't want to make this video too long, so I'll just basically read the synopsis of some of them. So yeah, the next one is the OA, and the synopsis is 7 years after vanishing from her home, a young woman returns with mysterious new abilities and recruits 5 strangers for a secret mission. I enjoyed this show, but I couldn't finish it. I don't know why. Like, it was a very complicated show. If you don't like long drawn out mysteries, you're not going to really enjoy it. But it was interesting to watch it. I've never watched this kind of show before. I only watched this part 1, but there's actually a part 2. I'm going to watch it later on, guys. The show got cancelled, so just bear that in mind if you want to check it out. The next one is Yasuke. It just came out actually like a week ago. The synopsis reads, a peaceful boatman, once known as the Black Samurai, is pulled back into conflict when he takes a little girl with mysterious powers under his wing. So this is an anime, a Netflix anime, so take it as you want. You know what they say about Netflix animes, guys. It was actually animated by Mappa Studio, and Lakeith Stanfield is the main character. He's a voice actor for Yasuke. And actually, Yasuke is a real life story. Once upon a time, there was a Japanese black samurai guy. He was an African. They call him a servant in this anime. But to be honest, some of them, when they really wanted to call him nigga with a hard ER, or the equivalent of that word in Japan. He was serving under Oda Nobunaga and stuff. And while it's historical, the story here, not so much. There's mecha, there's magic. And I'm like, okay, it's a hit or miss show. Some people like it, some people wouldn't. It's kind of like, yeah. The anime was okay. I was so hyped to watch it, but I wanted a story about Yasuke, like in his prime time. What we see here is more about after his prime time. Like, this guy is a has-been and just trying to like help someone in need. The next one, guys, is Invincible. Invincible was an amazing show. I've actually done some videos on Invincible. You can check that out, guys. It's a cartoon. It's basically about a boy. He's called Mark, aka Invincible. The show is about him. You know, his dad is a superhero, Omni-Man, and he doesn't have powers yet, but he wants to be like his dad. He's half alien because his dad's an alien. So his dad told him that one day you're gonna get powers and you can do things like me. But his powers came a bit late. Well, now he's got powers, man. And the show, it feels a bit cliche at the beginning because you see like a B-Tech or a budget version of Justice League. But you know, they don't really matter that much, but you see them at least. And the show had so much shock value. Like, when you get to episode 1, the end of episode 1, something will happen and it will just blow your mind. And from there, you'll be so hooked on the show that, you know what, there's no going back. It's only 8 episodes, guys, so it's a short commitment. It's all finished now. The finale aired about last week also. So the next show is The Irregulars. The synopsis reads, a crew of misfits investigates a series of supernatural crimes in Victorian London for Dr. Watson and his shadowy associate Sherlock Holmes. I really enjoyed this show, guys, so check it out. The synopsis suggests there's a lot of magic in it, dark magic actually. I have the main characters, Jessie and Bea, their sisters. Jessie has powers, but she doesn't know because she has a lot of nightmares, so she like kind of sleepwalks and stuff. I don't really want to spoil it, guys, but trust me, it's amazing. If you like Sherlock Holmes, if you like mystery, if you like John Watson, this is like a twisted version of it, okay? So guys, the next one is Shadow and Bone. It just came out recently on Netflix as well. The synopsis reads, dark forces conspire against orphan mapmaker Alina Starkov when she unleashes an extraordinary power that could change the fate of her war-torn world. So it's kind of like a dystopian type of show. It's just 1 season at the moment, 8 episodes. You know, I like the show. It's decent. It's like, it's not too crazy or anything. But she actually, this Alina Starkov actually looks like a girl I know, Alina. Her name is also Alina as well. And that's actually mad. Yeah, guys, so check it out. It's a decent show. I wouldn't say anything too crazy about it. Well, like, you know, it's a good watch. You know, you might be annoyed with her for a bit because she is young and naive. But the more you watch, I think the more interested you might get. Like, you know, this kind of shows there's always a mystery to be solved. Like, what is going on? You trying to figure it out, and you might even be predicting some things before they happen. It might happen the way you expected, or not so much. So it's just one of those shows. The next one is Kung Fu. It's the CW show. Sue me. You know, I like those kind of shows. This one, it starts in China. There's a girl. I can't remember her name right now. God, forgive me. There's a girl. She's in China training with a master. She was trying to get away from her family. You know, she got to China. She was sent there for arranged marriage or something like that. But instead, she found a master. She was learning Kung Fu. She found a purpose. But something happens to her master. She has to come back to San Francisco to her family in the US and just navigate from there and just solve the mystery that her master gave to her, you know, and just trying to navigate after she left for 3 years, just healing from everything with her family. And yeah, there's a decent amount of fights going on, so give it a watch. So the next one is an anime, Tokyo Revengers. And to be honest with you, yeah, guys, it's like Erased but with delinquents. So in this situation, the guy has a girlfriend, his ex-girlfriend rather. She got killed, like in a gang situation. So he has to go back in time to save her. She was his ex-girlfriend from middle school, so he was in 2 months. Like, should he do this? Should he not do it? Like, you know, basically putting himself at risk to save someone else. It's not easy, you know, like you question yourself, especially when you're not a hero type. Like, this guy's life is so shitty. Like, he peaked in middle school. Can you imagine? So going back to his peak years and stuff, trying to save the love of his life because he didn't even have anyone else after her. Like, you know, when they ask, what would you tell your 12-year-old self now? This is the answer to that. Like, imagine you could go back in time to that period. Like, you have the mentality you do right now, but you're taking back in time to 12 years ago. Would you make different choices? Would you not appreciate some things that you didn't appreciate before? So you could see him like navigating through those things, like appreciating things he didn't appreciate before, seeing things more clearly now. I just having at the back of his mind that this nigga peaked in middle school, so he's really trying to enjoy the most of it. It's a great anime. I haven't finished yet. It's ongoing. I think it's the only anime I'm currently watching for this season, which is kind of sad. I have to actually pick up something else. So the next one is Mortal Kombat movie. I like this movie, but the movie was decent. Like, it didn't really beat my expectations. Like, it's a money grab, to be honest. Like, we all love Mortal Kombat, right? We've all played the games at one point or the other. So this movie was just more of a money grab than anything else. Like, they didn't really put too much effort into it. Like, I was quite disappointed. But I actually did a proper video on this, guys. You can check it out. But yeah, enjoy it. I think the annoying part of it was because they brought in a new character that we didn't need to see, Cole Younger. Like, he wasn't needed in the movie. Like, she just centered it on someone else properly, characters we know, and I think would have had a more enjoyable outcome than what we saw. But if you don't want to watch Mortal Kombat, you can actually watch the animation. I think it came out last year. To me, that was a bit more satisfying than this one, especially if you're a fan. So the next one is a YouTube Nigerian mini-series called Grow Up or Not. I enjoy it. It's about 2 girls, basically roommates or flatmates, whatever. Reki and Moody. They are into their beauty business. Reki does makeup and Moody does hair, you know, wigs and stuff like that. And just how they are navigating through life in Lagos, relationships, clients that want to scam them, you know, family and all those kind of things like money. And just how they navigate through life. And also they have a third roommate who's not paying any bills and stuff. She's basically leeching off them, but she has sugar daddies, like she has options, but she even has a fucking house, but she doesn't want to live there because it's not up to her taste. So she'd rather be with her friends and eat their food. Bro, Kiki. I've watched Friends like Kiki. Go and watch it if you guys have not watched it. It's actually really nice. The only thing is that you might be annoyed that like every episode is too short, but they're on season 2 right now, so you know every Thursday it comes out. Also, by the way, you should also check out the Little Black Book. I watched it in March, so I'm not going to include it in this video, sadly. But yeah, check both of them out. The next one is an Italian show. It's called Zero. or zero. I read the synopsis. A shy teen with the power to turn invisible must get it under control to help defend his neighborhood, putting aside the pursuit of his artistic dream. So it takes place in Barrio and Milan. It's like an immigrant neighborhood. It's poor and stuff. And the big bad wolf here is a company, a real estate company that wants to gentrify the fucking neighborhood. So they're doing everything they can to gentrify the neighborhood. Like gentrification is a real issue. And it's a controversial issue. Some people say it's a good thing, some people say it's a bad thing. But to be honest, it depends on where you fall. If you're a resident living in a neighborhood that's getting gentrified, I'm going to say it's a bad thing because you cannot afford the rise in the rent prices. But if you're someone else, you're out from the neighborhood, you're looking for somewhere cheaper that is safe and stuff. Like, of course, be like, yes, a good thing, cheaper neighborhoods, but we still get state-of-the-art housing. Like, why not? So depends on where you fall. Like if you're the one being affected by gentrification, it's a bad thing. If you're benefiting from it, it's a good thing to you. And the issue with solving these kind of problems like gentrification and stuff is that it usually leads to something bigger. Like you think that if you just do one thing, boom, like you expose the company for doing this thing, like that's the end. But these things, they usually run deeper than you think. So can you really handle it when it comes down to it? So yeah, it's a nice show. You can watch it in English or Italian. The English dub is okay, but the Italian is better. Like for Italian shows, like I watch it in English normally, but I was like, nah, the dub was just not for me. So I watched it in dub for like 2 or 3 episodes, but like, you know what, now I cannot continue this thing in English. It's a bit too weird. It's only 8 episodes so far. I can't wait for season 2. We have Supergirl. I like Supergirl. It's a CW show, like, you know. We have a new season. Yeah, so basically, Supergirl has been trapped in the Phantom Zone. She's trying to find a way out, and her crew on the other side are also trying to find a way to free her from the Phantom Zone. It was basically Lex that trapped her there. You know, Lex is an evil genius. He always find a way to come out on top. So far, she's still in the Phantom Zone. The next one is Flash. Flash season 7. Also now, I think this might be the last season. The reason why I say it is because of like basically forces of nature are the issue here. Like the bad guys here so far, the forces of nature, the Speed Force, Time Force, Strength Force, and stuff like. And something else happened in the recent episode, so I wonder who is really the bad guy here. Like it's hard to say. Killer Frost also, like something happens to Killer Frost, like it's all mad, guys. For real, check it out. The next one is Superman and Lois. Now I actually like this, like my favorite CW show at the moment. Cause like, yo, it's actually crazy, man. Like seeing everything, seeing the life that Superman and Lois have actually built for themselves, and also watching Invincible and seeing the similarities. For example, Omni-Man is like Superman of Invincible verse, right? Let's come back to Superman and Lois here. They move back to Smallville. So just navigating life in Smallville, in a small town, still having powers, you know, and then just navigating between his duty as Superman and also his duty as a father to twins, because he has twins, it's Jonathan and Jordan, and one of them has powers, by the way. So just also trying to help the one with powers, you know, to manifest the powers. But the powers, they're not that much at the moment, they're insignificant. So the guy has issues, man. Like the one with powers actually has issues. The other one also has some issues, but the issues are different. So like without giving too much away, it's actually such a great watch, and it's coming back May 18th, I believe. The next one is Snowpiercer. The synopsis reads, Earth has frozen over and the last surviving humans live on a giant train circling the globe, struggling to coexist amid the delicate balance on board. There's about 1,004 cars or something like that, some irregular number, and it's just, there are different sections. You have the first part of the train, which is like where the rich and powerful are. The middle part where they are workers, everyone is there. Then we have the tail. The tail is people that actually were not supposed to be on board, that when Earth was freezing over and killing everyone, they got on the train. And they call them the tailies and whatnot, and they're dirty, they don't even see the sunlight, nothing. And it's just kind of like the politics and everything that goes on within the train, and just trying to take control of the train, just trying to get better life. So it's basically like upward mobility or like dog eat dog, but like in a very small space. Do you know what it means? Like for 7 years they've been circling around in a fucking train because the whole earth is frozen over. And then it's just who gets control of the train will get a better life. That's basically what it's all about. Like, it's crazy, man. It's actually a good show. There are 2 seasons at the moment. It's a great show, guys. Check it out for real. You will not be disappointed. Next show is Behind the Eyes, and I've actually done a video about this show, guys. I'll leave a link. The synopsis reads: a single mother enters the world of twisted mind games when she begins an affair with her psychiatrist boss, while secretly befriending his mysterious wife. And guys, the show is only 6 episodes, a short commitment, so definitely check it out. It's set in the UK. It's a great show, guys. I don't want to spoil it because like 6 episodes, almost anything I say will be relevant, so I'm just going to leave that here. What I'm going to say is that while you'll be intrigued, you'll be wondering what is going on. The show is a slow burn. It's toward the end that there's a massive reveal and you're like, yo, what the fuck? How did that happen? Like, what? So the appeal of the show is the ending. Like, it's a mad ending, guys. And you actually be very annoyed with Lois. She was doing way too much. That's what I'm gonna say. The next one is My Hero Academia, the new season. To be honest, guys, this one is okay to me. Nothing crazy has happened yet. It's still just them learning the ropes of being heroes. And now they're doing like team battles between class A and class B. That's all that's happened so far. Like, we haven't probably seen the League of the Villains yet. Nothing crazy has happened at the moment. It's like it's a slow burn. The animation is still good, consistent. But to be honest, I'm getting a bit tired of My Hero Academia because like they're still in their first year. Put that in mind. You know, the anime at the beginning was saying that this is a story about how Deku becomes the greatest superhero ever. So like, how many years will it take to get there? How many seasons of MHA are we actually gonna have? Because it's a bit annoying. Like, yeah, you can say that it's My Hero Academia. It's going to be all about what happens in the school. I hope there's going to be a spin-off, but like, it's getting too long, you know, like, wrap it up. At least let them go to like the next year, like 2nd year or something, you know what I mean? Like, how much can happen in 1 year? I know a lot can happen in 1 year, but still, even though you can say yeah, it's anime, like a lot happens in 2 seconds or 1 second, but still, please move on. Like, do a time skip or something, man. It's been too long. The next one is Black Lightning, and I like Black Lightning. I won't lie. Last night I met a superhero. He was black. He said, "This is for the streets. Black Lightning is back." And this time, keep in mind, slight spoilers here. Tobias Will has taken over the city completely. He's basically running for mayor now, and he's entering this organization. Like, you know, when they say some people are controlling the world, like shadowy organizations controlling the world, Illuminati, those kind of things. Like, he's trying to enter that kind of organization. He wants the power and everything. You know, this is just the aftermath of the ASA. Like, they've been exposed and stuff. So just them navigating through that. And the Pierce family is in shambles. Lynn and Jefferson, oh my days, like, they're each other's necks at every time. Their marriage or whatever they have is broken. Like, I think they're just together for the sake of being together. They're just going through the motion. Like, they're not listening to each other. It's a sad sight to see, man. Like, right now, the Pierces are down bad. They're down horrendous, man. It's sad to see. Like, at least Lynn and Jefferson, they're down bad. The other two, you know, Anissa and Jen, not so much. Something crazy happens to Jen as well. I'm not going to get into that. But yeah, trust me, just give it a watch. If you haven't, you know, the season hasn't ended yet, so I'll still be watching. So Legacies as well, season 2, CW as well, a spin-off of Originals, Class's daughter now. She's in a school for people like her, vampires, werewolves, and the likes, witches, etc., etc. Now, many of the students have left because there are just too many monster attacks, like continuous monster attacks back to back to back. So them also just trying to get through that, like navigating, like they are basically hanging on by a thread. Like, to be a school, you need a certain amount of students, and they're just barely there. Like, I think they just have one student over the limit, or they're right on the mark, the minimum. So any slight fuck up, like, the school is going to get shut down. And then we have a new character. She's actually like Nigerian, I believe, or African, West African. I'll say she's Nigerian, because she speaks Yoruba in the show when she's doing her magic and stuff. So, like, she's the new one. London is no longer the one that everyone's chasing after, all the monsters. Like, the London thing was really annoying. Like, it was getting too long. Like, how can you be the center of the show and all that gets done to you, that you're getting kidnapped, you're almost getting killed every other episode, and someone your babe is trying to save you? Like, bro, like, dead this shit. Like, it's getting too long, getting boring now. And finally, guys, we got Ginny and Georgia. So the synopsis reads: free-spirited Georgia and her 2 kids, Ginny and Austin, move north in search of a fresh start, but find that the road to new beginnings can be bumpy. Now, Ginny is in high school. Her full name is Virginia, and Georgia is her mom. And she's got a little brother, Austin. Ginny is mixed, Austin is fully white. I think that's important in this show, because I mean, he's in America, it's going to play a role one way or the other. So just her navigating through teenage life, falling in love, doing some shitty things, making friends and stuff, just figuring out herself, and also dealing with a very free-spirited mom that, she's been with different men, she's young, she's still beautiful, and she has dreams and aspirations. She wants to be things, so just everything that goes along with it. It's actually a really nice show. I enjoyed it. You might not enjoy it because Ginny can be a bit bratty sometimes, but it is what it is. Only one season at the moment, sadly, and there's 10 episodes, guys. So also a short commitment. You can binge it in 1 or 2 days if you got time. So yeah, guys, that's it from me. So I'm gonna go now. Before I go, make sure you like, and also, guys, let me know what shows you're willing to watch from this list I've made. Comment down below how many have interested you, and also recommend me some more stuff to watch this month, guys. So it's gonna be my next video. Your boy is trying to get to 1,000 subscribers, and I need your help. So please subscribe if you haven't, and also share my videos so others can subscribe as well. I would really appreciate that. The links to my social media will be in the description below, so make sure you follow me on social media, guys. I would really appreciate that. Okay, guys, I'm gonna go now for real, but if you wanna stick around, you can watch my previous videos. Peace out.